This is the Recycling, Scrap Metal, Commodities, and Economic Report, April 28, 2025. U.S. weekly raw steel production rose slightly to 1.695 million tons, down 0.8% from last year, and down 1.3% year to date. This was despite steel tariffs and in a slowing U.S. economy. WTI crude oil price fell to $63.02 a barrel on oversupply concerns due to increased production by OPEC Plus countries. U.S. weekly crude oil production fell to 13.458 million barrels per day, staying in a tight band but below December's all-time record high. The U.S. weekly crude oil rig count rose slightly to 483, also staying in a tight band. Scrap steel number one HMS composite price was steady at $362 a gross ton and is forecast to drop $20 a gross ton or more in May. This is on steady demand and good supply. Hot rolled coil steel price rose slightly to $47.20 per hundredweight, which is $9.44 a ton. Tariffs are allowing for domestic price increases. Higher prices are great for increased steel company profits. Copper price rose to $4.84 a pound, and the U.S. administration is now stating that tariff negotiations have started with China. Also, China has begun waiving the 125% tariffs on some U.S. goods. Aluminum price rose to $1.10 a pound, which is $24.37 a metric ton on the easing of tariffs. U.S. GDP now Q1 forecast fell to negative 2.5%, but it's down only 0.4% when adjusted for gold imports and gold exports. This is down from the above trend of plus 2.5% for all of 2024. University of Michigan April Consumer Sentiment Index was revised higher to 52.2, but it's still near a multi-decade low. This was on the uncertain trade policy and the resurgence of inflation. Year-ahead inflation expectations jumped to 6.5%, a 44-year high. U.S. April S&P Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index rose to 50.7, the fourth consecutive monthly increase, meaning it was above 50. Domestic orders rose as export orders fell. Inflation rose to a 29-month high as business conditions were the lowest since August. U.S. March existing home sales slumped by 5.6% from February to 4.02 million annualized on high mortgage rates and high home prices. U.S. March new orders of durable goods surged 9.2% over February. This was as orders for commercial aircraft and motor vehicles jumped. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 972 points to 40,114 on word of Chinese trade talks, but the U.S. economy is now starting to have a huge negative series of effects because of the Chinese tariffs. This is Greg Brown. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.